Now, Heartland Sports with Luke Randall.
After heavy downpours on Friday, the Missouri High School Track and Field Championships finished today. And in Class 4, there's a first-time state champion from the Heartland. Poplar Bluff boys track and field are Class 4 state champions. They've been on the podium before. Never have they been atop it. But today, that changed. The Mules running away with the title in Jefferson City individual championships for Patrick Slack in the 300-meter hurdles. Talk about relay dominance. The Mules win the 4x100, the 4x200, and the 4x400 to cement the championship. They weren't the only ones making history today, because in the 100-meter dash, stealing the show, Barrett Reagan from Jackson, the class of the field, 10.30, the new record at the state championships. That beats his personal best from 10.37 from earlier this month. He gets first, and he was part of another championship moments later. Jackson, the 4x100 relay team, also winning a title in Class 5. Indians boys team overall finishes third. Also, Taraji Riley, 100-meter dash champion for Cape Central. She's just a sophomore. Kent Sheridan, the senior pole vault champion for Cape Central. He's going to Illinois State to continue in his career. The Tigers would tie for fourth in boys overall on the podium. Then we talk about that dominance. Poplar Bluff, you see it right there. Just shows how good the Mules were this weekend.